That whole chapter is going into the fury of the Most High, and He's going to do it in the form of a global communion. It's going to be a global communion of an ass whooping, where He's going to be passing around cups all over, man.
Who's going to get that last?
Where He's going to be just tearing shit up, man.
We're going to pass that last cup on to Esau, where the dregs and nasty slobber and whatever at the bottom, the backwash and all that's going to be in there. You're going to get the worst of it, man. Okay? But deservedly so. You have more on there?
Got this one. There's a 29.
He's going into all nations. He's calling out all the nations in that chapter.
29. Do you want me to start up there? Because I can start up at 16 or 15.
No, because I want to get to the exact scene.
This is a 29. For lo, I begin to bring evil in the city which is called by my name, and should ye be utterly unpunished? Ye shall not.
All the wickedness that our people do, should they be utterly unpunished?
Ye shall not be unpunished, for I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth, saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore prophesy thou against them all these words, and say unto them.
Because when you go into Psalm the 83rd chapter, all the nations were confederate to destroy us. So all the nations gotta sip on them, gotta take a big swig of that cup. Okay, and Esau gotta finish it. He gotta chug. Go ahead.
Therefore prophesy thou against them all these words, and say unto them, the Lord shall roar from on high, and utter his voice from his holy habitation. He shall mightily roar upon his habitation. He shall give a shout as they that tread the grapes against all the inhabitants of the earth. A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth, for the Lord hath a controversy with the nations.
The Lord has a controversy with the rest of the nations. But they ain't walking in his way, and even with the 2/3 of the Israelites. Because they're walking in the same way of the other nations in the heathen. They're not walking in the ways of Yahweh, you know, to appease the Most High. So they got to catch that jump. How they go hand join in hand. The wicked shall not go unpunished. The wicked of the other nations as well as the wicked of our own people.
Quick.
Yep.
So Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 26. It's like Jeremiah 9 and 26, it says, I'll start at 25. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will punish all them that are circumcised with the uncircumcised.
Yep, the Israelites with the other nations, man. You know, and if you want to break that down to a deeper way, those that know the Israelites and those that don't know the Israelites. It's not going to matter the difference. If you was chosen to be saved, you will be. And if you chosen to be condemned, you will be.
That's why Peter said, judgment shall begin at his house.
That's right.
You know, the house of the Lord, man.
God, like the scripture says, vessels unto honor and vessels unto dishonor.
Yep.
One more verse. It says, Egypt and Judah and Edom and the children of Ammon and Moab and all that are therein, and all that are in the uttermost corners that dwell in the wilderness, for all the nations are uncircumcised, and all the house of Israel are uncircumcised in the heart.
Yeah, the other nations are literally uncircumcised, and our people are uncircumcised in the heart.
Look at our people now, they fucked up. Man.
Yeah.
You can just look at them, man. You know?
Yeah.
The Lord gotta
don't know which way is up.
The Lord he gotta take away the dross. You know?
You gotta hit the reset button on.
Look at our people, man. You know?
Yeah.
So you understand why the Lord gotta pass the cup around, even to his own, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because like
every time you see Jake, they look just bugged out, they degenerate as hell.
They have no clue of the time or what's going on.
Yeah.
They have no clue what's going on.
They smell like weed.
You can smell like weed. You can smell the demons on them.
Yeah.
Tattoos everywhere. Slutted out, thotted out. You know? Come on, man.
That's why that Lamentations 2 is so true, man. The rest of these nations laugh at Jake, man. Just look at him. Look at the state they in.
Jake is a literal walking laughing stock.
See, that's why the
This is the
Lord's.
day they were looking for.
That's why the Lord's gonna use the elite to put them deep pop shots into them and take a lot of them out.
Yeah.
Y'all know y'all first on that list, right? To get those doses, those deep pop doses. Y'all first on the list.
Right.
Those that are uncircumcised in the heart, that are our people. That are you typical Negroes, Hispanics, and natives walking up and down the street without a care in the world.
Yeah.
You're getting ready to meet your demise, man. The Lord's going to allow Esau to fulfill somewhat of his agenda, man.
That's right.
Because what's part of Esau's agenda is really on the Most High's agenda.
You just ain't gonna get to fill it up. You gonna get to eat.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna get to fill it up.
Yeah.
In Job, it says, won't be able to perform his crafty enterprise or
Yeah.
something in that line.
The Lord's going to use him to basically kick his foot off and Jake ass, man.
Right. Hey,
Break his foot off and
my
knee
sword.
deep in their fucking ass, man.
Turn around.
You know?
Sideways. And read that in 1 Peter 4.
Judgment must begin at his house,
That's
man.
what I've got it reading right now.
Yeah.
Let's start up at 12 though. And then read down.
Come.
And then we can read that out.
This is 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange.
And beloved is the believers or the elect. He's not talking to the whole nation no more, okay? In the New Testament, the Most High, he did away with that whole nation of everybody. No, he ain't dealing with that no more. The 2/3 are not going to get right. So he's the better ministry established on better promises is meant for those that believe and those that have woken up. Whether they be of the circumcision or the uncircumcision, meaning they're Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites, but are gravitate to this word. Go ahead. Grafted in. Yeah.
Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you.
Yep.
But rejoice inasmuch
That's why I said it wasn't going to be a cakewalk getting into the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead.
But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's sufferings.
Hey, but it said what? Rejoice in being a partaker of the sufferings. That's why when the brother read that in Hebrews the 12th chapter, you should already have your mind right. Meaning that you got to go through this chastisement, because if you go through the chastisement, he deals with you as with sons.
So he said, be of good cheer because I have overcame the world.
Yep. Beautiful.
Yahweh always says, be of good cheer.
Yeah, we're supposed to be positive. Because hey, why would we be sad when we know the positive outcome that's coming?
Yeah, and even I think it was what Paul wrote to Timothy. He said, "This is light. This is light affliction."
Yep. Oh yeah, compared to
that we endure for the brotherhood. You know, so the afflictions we go through in this truth, even though it's going to be fiery, we know that we're going to be persecuted. But it's far greater to go through that than the punishment that the Lord is going to put upon the 2/3 of our people.
That's right.
To have an honorable death versus a shameful one.
Yeah, and that's if you part of the brothers that do get death,
Right.
But not every brother's going to die.
A lot of you will not see death. Some of you said, I believe, will not see death.
Yeah.
That's right, read that. I got one too.
So who got it right now? That one go now?
I have one too. 2 Corinthians.
Bring it out.
Let's not go too far out.
Yeah,
Let's not veer too far out, because I know the brother wanted to pull that in Peter about judgment beginning. So
It was on what you just said.
yeah, go ahead.
2 Corinthians 17, right? 4, 17.
What?
2 Corinthians 4 and 17. For this causeth have I sent unto you Timothy. How do you pronounce it? Timotheus.
2 Corinthians 4, 17.
This verse on finger slip.
Yep.
There. 2 Corinthians 4 and 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment,
But for a moment, this is not forever. That's the beautiful thing I was saying earlier that we have advantage in. The rest of the world's not going to know. We know that the days will be shortened for the elect's sake, or there will be no flesh left to save. But for the 2/3 and the other nations, it's going to seem like an eternity. But it's just going to be for a moment. Go ahead.
worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory.
We get a higher level of glory because we get the transformation, transfiguration like Yahweh Shai got. Go ahead.
While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen.
Yeah, because the rest of the world's going to only be able to notice what they see with their natural eye. But we'll know that those are the signs of the things that the Lord's coming to rescue his elect. And that right after that, the kingdom of heaven will be established. Go ahead.
For the things which are seen are temporal,
Temporary.
but the things that are not seen are eternal.
Beautiful. The things that are not seen will be eternal, forever and ever. Right? The trouble that's coming to pass, that's why it says world without end, meaning rulership without end, everlasting rulership. Okay?
Yeah, our comfort and rest and everything that we're going to receive, that's going to be eternal. The tribulation that we have to endure, the Lord said he's going to shorten that for our sake.
Right.
He's going to cut it down. So that's not forever.
Right.
Okay? They make it, Christianity make it seem like it's going to be, it's going to be a 7-year period
Right.
where, things are going to be going crazy on the earth and, it's going to be bad and, we're going to have to be raptured in order to, no, man. Ain't going to be no 7 years of this and then another 7 years of that. No, that's confusion, man. We're right now in between the 6th and 7th trump.
Right.
Okay? Yeah, when basically when the missiles hit and basically we in the chariot, that's when the 7th trump is going to hit.
Right.
That's when the Lord's going to say, it's done. It's finished.
Yep.
So that was all we had right now.
Yeah, hit yours and then get to that.
If somebody can, Brother Bishar, Wisdom of Solomon 12, and then we can go back to that.
Let him get his precept. I'll get that Wisdom of Solomon.
So 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier.
Yeah, we got to deal with the hardship that comes with being a soldier of Yahweh outside. Okay? Because it's not going to be a cakewalk. This is a time when we harden ourselves going through these trials, and not to bring it up, to read it, but to reference it from Romans the 5th chapter. We learn the glory in the tribulation. We see the beautiful growth that happens in those bad times. We see that the lessons that the Most High wants us to learn, that we'll be prepared for the things in the evil day when it truly comes. Go ahead.
Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua HaMashiach. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
Hey, and that's the difference of the people, the 2/3 we see walking around versus the men of the Lord and Yahweh Shai's mentality.
That's why, like the scripture say back in 1 Peter, that's why judgment is gonna start back at the house of Israel. Man.
Exactly right.
Because they can't deal with the spiritual battle because they're carnal, man. They don't know how to combat it. Because
they look or how to act.
Because they're not built up in the spirit in order to fight that fight, man. Right. They don't have on the armor as the scriptures speak of in Ephesians the 6th chapter.
They weren't given the faith that will produce the works that will preserve them in that evil day. Well,
that he may please him who had chosen him to be a soldier.
Right. And that's who's given our salvation. I got this one. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12, verse 23, right? Or 2:23.
That's how they.
22, yeah.
It's an error. It's an error.
It's 22 though. 22 it says you want just that 22nd verse?
Yeah.
Okay, it says, therefore, whereas thou does chasten us,
Thou dost chasten us.
that thou scourgest our enemies 1,000 times more.
Yep.
Woo!
That's the rest of these people.
Yeah, man. Hey, this is a light affliction. This is enduring the hardness, right? But for our enemies, and some of the 2/3 are our enemies as well, y'all got to do it the real heavy, harsh way to get to the kingdom of heaven. Okay? And the other nations, you just gotta go through this hard and heavy now, just to become slaves on the other side.
To go through the
and
rich.
that's still gonna be better than what you're living now. You know what I'm saying?
They go through the hard and heavy now to go through the real hard and heavy.
Right.
They wish they gonna wish that this time of tribulation would last before they get to the kingdom.
It says to the intent that when we judge, we should carefully think of thy goodness, and when we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy. That's right.
Yeah, man. You know, so the Lord's gonna put us through the ringer, but He's gonna punish our enemies that much more.
And the 23rd verse also.
You know. So I'd rather take whatever hell comes with this.
Right, exactly right. Hey, look what it says.
Hey, Khan, because it's like a deal with the Most High. He said, for you enduring this fight, this battle early on, hey, I'm going to protect you in the days to come. You know? Hey, that's why the scripture says later in Isaiah the 65th chapter that when they're hungry, my servants shall eat. When they're thirsty, my servants shall drink. You know, that's why the scriptures say that we're going to eat more abundantly. You know, the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and those that run into it are safe. Hey, because the Lord is going to give us that protection. Hey, when everybody else is in straits.
He said when the beast of the field is going to be
At peace.
At peace with us.
Yeah, Khan.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to have to worry about big lions and tigers and wild animals running around killing us. They're going to be eating up other people, but they ain't going to sweat us. The Most High going to keep them where they at peace with us. He might let us go over and pet them and be like, damn, it's a beautiful ass tiger. You know, motherfucker eating and shit. He could turn it on us at any minute. The Most High gonna keep us protected.
You know how
Walking there with King Ezekiel and I forgot the name of the tiger. A female tiger, yeah. Exactly right. So let me hit this 23rd verse. It says, wherefore, whereas men have lived dissolutely and unrighteously, thou hast tormented them with their own abominations. Yeah, so when you live that unrighteous way, the Most High had to get you. So don't think that because sentence against an evil work hasn't been executed speedily that you escaped. But it's still going to come upon you. But it's going to be well with the righteous. It shall not be well with the wicked. Now I need you to go to that 1 Peter about yourself.
1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 14. If ye be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of power rested upon you.
But you got to be in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. What?
On their part, he is evil spoken of, but on your part, he is glorified. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer.
Let the ministry be not blamed. That's not what this is about. He told us to not pick up arms and do all of that. He told us to sit back and wait. I will repay.
avenge thee.
Yeah, I will avenge thee. Go ahead.
Or as a busybody in other men's matters. Yet if any man suffer as a Yet if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai on this behalf.
Yeah, let him glorify the Most High that we're also. I was gonna say my fault.
Like Stephen, he glorified the Lord to his last breath.
That's right.
He was comforted when he saw the heavens open. He looked up and saw the Lord sitting on the right hand in glory.
Getting stoned in that moment.
Yeah. Yahushua already went through his and he got glorified. So he saw that and he was comforted in that moment.
Right.
So when we go through what we go through, we got to be comforted as well.
Right.
Understanding what
back.
we're going to receive at the end of this.
That's right.
Like I said last night, they're gonna come down, man. With all this backlash and all this demonization in the media about our faith, our doctrine. The world's gonna try to come down on us, man, but the Lord is on our side, man. You know?
That's right.
He that is what was that? I think it's Romans the 8th chapter. If
People among you, not that one. That's why I don't
who shall
Separate us. Oh no, I got it, 33.
yeah.
This Romans 8 and 33. Who shall lay anything to the charge of the Most High's elect?
There you go.
It is Yahweh that justifies.
That's right. Did he not say if who could be against us?
Yeah, if the Most High be for us,
If the Most High be for us, then who could be against us?
Right.
So we have a hedge. We have a protection.
Right.
Okay? So we ain't got nothing to worry about. It's you niggas out here that got a lot to worry about.
Right.
Especially what the Lord's gonna allow this devil to do to you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
He's coming down
He's
great wrath.
He's finna come with it, man.
Hey, this dude's not playing. Hey, understand something. Esau is about to come down on you jakes, man, with the power of, with the fury of Yahweh for you. Okay, understand that. It's not just as wicked as this man is. This man don't have that type of power. He's gonna have the vengeance of the Heavenly Father on him. Okay? Well, because of the wickedness, he's sick of you people. All right? Yeah, something
that
else?
was-
Or
And you wanna go back to that in Peter?
yeah, as well as like another line or something.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Begin
Verse
ye in
15.
my sanctuary. You won't.
Verse 15. But let none of... that's why I read already, but I'll read it again. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matter.
God, that's what you were saying. Like, let the ministry be not blamed.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't want to. Because what? Esau has nothing to blame on you except what? That you're doing the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, which makes you what? Blameless.
That's right.
You know, no guile having been found in their mouths, as the scriptures speak. You know, you want to make sure that you're taking no carnal steps within this walk. Hey, because Esau, as the brother said, Esau gonna come down having great wrath, man. He's gonna try
looking for carnality.
exactly. He's gonna try to charge you with everything. You know, with everything and anything. He's gonna say, "Oh yeah, these men." Hey, other Israelite groups are already doing it, saying that we're names and all these other bywords and just trying to put shame on the names, man. So Esau's gonna do the same thing, but he's saying, let you not be actually entangled in those carnal acts, man. It's like,
Real quick, Romans 13 and 3. For rulers are not a terror unto good works, but to the evil.
yeah,
Right.
Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same.
And kind of like the account when Yahweh Shai was taken into the courts before that was Peter or Paul. Paul, it's like,
Yep.
yeah, it was Paul. When Paul was taken before the courts, they said we can't lay nothing to this man,
Yeah,
man.
we got nothing on it.
We ain't got nothing on him.
Said that by your house.
God said it about Yahweh Shai too.
Yeah.
He said this man has had no fault,
Pontius Pilate.
you know?
Yep,
Same
Pilate said
thing.
that. Like, hey, it said on me. Hey, I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
Nothing on this guy.
Yeah, he said Jake kept coming up and trying to basically put blame on him or try to make up stuff on him.
Lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
lying.
Even
Bearing
with
false
Paul,
witness.
even with Paul, they said that. He said, "Hey, man, I'm not breaking the law. I'm a Pharisee of Pharisees. I'm a son of a
Yeah.
Pharisee.
I'm a Roman.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, God.
right. I'm Roman. Go ahead.
It says, for he is the minister of the Most High to thee for good, but if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger, to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
Yep.
That's why the Lord's going to use the rod of Assyria, all right, which is a rod in his anger, to come against his hypocritical nation.
That's right.
That's why judgment must begin at his house. And brothers, back then in was that 1 Peter 4, where you at?
Yep.
You know,
Read
Lord's
that,
gonna-
that part again. 'Cause it's,
Yeah,
it's
you
like
can go back.
19.
I'm there.
Yeah, you got it.
This is 1 Peter 4:17. For the time is come that judgment. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High.
And it's funny because the article the brother's about to read is talking about that. Go ahead.
And if it
he's going to start with his own. Hey, you read that in Jeremiah 25th chapter. The very first people at the top of that list to get that cup was us.
He his own people.
I'm gonna make y'all feel it first, man. We're going back to Amos 3. You of all the families, I known, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. So a lot of this, this whole pandemic, psyop, all the things that they're putting in place is really to eliminate the majority of these people on this sign, man. And they don't mind even eliminating some of their own.
Yeah. What's it called? Collateral damage.
Yeah.
They don't have no problem with collateral damage.
Yeah. But these people, you're the major holdup within their New World agenda, man.
You're the ones that's calling out their chief house. You're the ones that want to stand up and don't want to be a slave no more. You don't know why, but you just know the shit ain't fair. Okay, so you're creating a major problem to the system that this man's setting up.
Plus, you're becoming dominant, just like in ancient Rome.
And ancient Egypt.
In ancient Egypt, we always came up the ranks in all these different captivities, man. So they see us coming back. The numbers are starting to increase again. We're multiplying like we did in Egypt. They're losing numbers, so they gotta thin their herd now. They gotta start making cuts.
They gotta trim the tree.
They gotta start trimming.
They gotta prune the tree.
And guess what? The Most High agree.
Right. That's what he's saying.
He wants the fat trim too.
Hey, that goes right with the new covenant. Established upon a better ministry, established upon better
But
promise.
that's kind of
No, what I'm saying about it is just that to save everybody, he don't want everybody to just go around. Okay, so he's not gonna save everybody. He's gonna thin the herd, and he's gonna get rid of the Edomites eventually. Anyway, but the point being, he don't want everybody now. They're not in their right mind. They gotta go through the death process to get in their right mind. Versus us. Not losing our lives on the side to go through that process to get life through him on this side. If I didn't say it weird, but I believe you should understand that. Anyway, I think he hit the point.
Finish that.
For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, and if it first began at us, what shall the end be of them that obeyed not the gospel of the Most High?
Such as are for the sword unto the sword, such as are for the famine to the famine, such as for the captivity to the captivity. Yeah. And such as are for the vax. For them vax. Filled with all type of shit, man. Now, I'll pull it out now. This was sent to me. I don't know what newspaper brother got it from, but go to it real quick. And basically, the headline it says "Race for the Vaccine."
Before you read it, if you look every day, the news, they go over the stocks. Like you go to MSNBC or Fox Money or whatever, and they show the different pharmaceutical companies, and they show their stock prices, how they're rising and fluctuating because there's a race. Pfizer, all these different pharmaceutical companies, there's a race to get this vaccine.
Yeah, because they know the government wants one of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to at least purchase one of them. And that's big business.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money to be made, man. Off of your deaths. It says at least 2 COVID-19 vaccines are scoring major success in trials. I wonder what that means. It says that means a vaccine might be ready by year's end. Now, if correct me if I'm wrong, but normally it takes 18 to 24 months to come up with a vaccine. Yeah. So how do they come up with a vaccine so quick? It's probably more than likely they've been stirring the pot. They've been cooking this shit up. Yeah. Because they was already planning on this to happen in the first place. You know, Bill Gates, he just had to come up with the money
Yeah.
to push it all along.
And that was an investment for Bill Gates because he put 10 million out there, but he ended up profiting 100 million off that 10.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well worth it.
Yeah.
Anybody be a fool not to take that deal.
Yep. It says that means a vaccine might be ready by year's end, but not in sufficient quantity to vaccinate more than 300 million Americans. And we know that Trump has signed that, what was that? Operation Warp Speed. Trying to get the speed the process up. So they wanted to, hey, Esau, he's trying to move quick, man.
You gotta do it while people pay for them.
He know that he had but a short time, so that's why
They still worried about entanglements and shit.
Yeah. It says frontline health workers and national security personnel will be top priority, but after that, who comes next? Why not the privileged, the rich?
Right. If this vaccine was to help so much, the rich would be the first people to have access to it because they got the money for it.
Hey, in didn't they show you in Elysium?
Yeah.
The rich was, they were the ones that got to go up there and get this shit first.
Yeah.
The people down on Earth, they have to suffer. They have to suffer and find a way to get up there.
The have-nots.
The have-nots.
Now let me say this: if it's been this way forever since Esau's been in rulership, right, where the elite are the ones that get the first.
They jump to the front of the transplant list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If it's always been that way, if it's always been done that way, how could you possibly trust it to be the other way now? If it was still good for you, you can't trust it. You can't trust that you're supposed to be they never cared about you. They give you the worst neighborhoods, the worst foods, the worst health care, the worst education.
12 and 17.
You know what I mean? But then also, now all of a sudden they come with this. The same depopulation guy sets up talking about we need to
He got the
depopulate the
antidote.
earth.
Yeah.
You got the depopulate the earth because too many people. Let's do it with a vaccine. Now all of a sudden, he got a vaccine that'll save the earth with all those people, and the people that he didn't want is now at the front of the list. You gotta be a damn dummy to believe that this is gonna do you any good. Now they said what? That's why I want to make a note of 2 vaccines. You think everybody's getting the same vaccine?
Right.
No, they're getting 2. We need one for the elite, and then we're going to use the one on the poor. We already know how that's going to go. They don't care about you poor. They're trying to get rid of you. You know what that's great?
Get that Sirach.
Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
Yeah, he will undermine you.
I'm going to help y'all out and give y'all the vaccine first because I know y'all need it. Yeah, right. Nobody. Yeah, it's free or some dumb shit. Come on, man. Something seems too good to be true.
Well, the Tuskegee experiment, that was free. They got free vaccines over there in Africa.
So was the
and in Guatemala, they got free syphilis shots.
Hey, look at the first purge. The first niggas to get chipped was what? Jake in the Hood.
Yeah.
Why? Because it was an experiment.
Down there in Houston, they're offering $2,000 to people that voluntarily take the test run.
They was offering people in the UK $1,000, you know, when it first started to get the shit injected into them.
And they know people are falling on hard times right now because of this shit.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
They're gonna, people need the money, they're gonna jump right on it.
And watch, when they come next Friday, when they don't extend that extra $600, you gonna see Jake.
They're gonna be lining up.
Hell yeah.
But really, I hate to be a bearer of bad news with this, but they're talking about extending it to the end of the year, but when is it supposed to be ready? At the end of the year. So when you get super comfortable of getting that money
in holidays, in the holiday season,
you about to spend all your damn money, and then all of a sudden they're gonna cut you off.
But Black Friday and all them stuff is not about to happen. They say.
Yeah.
You know, so
we
we
shall
gonna see.
Right,
We gonna see.
They gonna, but they.
Electronics.
Hell yeah.
Don't take one. You know, Esau just paid for a few more shipments out of China.
Through the internet.
And Amazon.
Yeah, it's gonna be the ship.
The chip.
Yeah.
Yep. Back in the article, it says, but after that, who comes next? A federal committee is considering pushing blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to the front of the line.
Wait. Show the sign, bro. Show the sign again.
You get in front of the line pass.
It just so conveniently happened to be the tribes.
Right. Yeah, in the order we say it.
In the order that we say it.
Come on, bro. It's all full of shit, bro.
Bro.
They should just said so-called Negroes.
It's so cold.
They just come out and say, yeah, the first people on the list is the 12 tribes. Everybody on that 12 tribe sign, yeah, you're up first.
And it's free for you.
Yeah, and it's free for you. You know, we hope you get your dosage.
Yeah.
We hope that you, you know,
We know you're strong enough to make it.
we know we hope it's a success for you. We hope you become healthy. Hey, that's why it says in Proverbs, was it Psalms? You know, though his words be smoother than butter. You know, you can't believe or trust in anything the devil say or what he's trying to do.
55 to 21.
Right 12, the brother was reading that, it said, never trust thine enemy. For you will pity him who is bitten with a sword.
Yep.
Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
And Esau just wants to get away from having his hand on the murder weapon. Now, because you people will accept it, well, it was a vaccine. You know that we were giving you the virus itself in a healthy dose so your body can become immune to it. You know how vaccines work, right? When they don't work, that's what they're gonna say. There was something wrong with those people, with their lifestyle or something. Ain't nobody dumb. And it is part of our diet, why we won't be able to fight it off. Because of all the processed foods, all the high fructose corn syrups, all the abominable meats, all those different things of why we're not going to make it through. That's it, right?
Psalm 64 and 2. Hide me from the secret counsels of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
It is hiding. And how do you hide? Search the scriptures in the name of Yahweh Shah, which is that strong tower. In that chamber.
Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
Even bitter words. And how bitter is that? You're the ones that got the worst situation on earth, and then they want to put more health issues on you. So when you take a vaccine, that gives you the virus, by the way. For you that don't understand what viruses are, it gives it to you.
There was a news clip based in Houston, I think. It was one of the women that was speaking on there. I think she was a nurse or whatever, but she was trying to deny that the vaccine actually gives you COVID. She basically was like, "This is not don't think that this is an experiment."
Don't think.
She said, "This is not an experiment for people, but this is just for you to try it." And I was like, "Is that not what experiment means?"
Means try, yeah.
That is, anybody could go and look up what it means to experiment. It means to try out or to test out. So she basically lied, like they told her to pretty much blatantly lie on television, so these simple, gullible people out here would buy the propaganda and basically stick their necks out and just comply with the system.
Exactly right.
You know, these people gonna die, man.
We start going to put it out there. If you want to not wear your mask no more, you got to get the vaccine. There's a lot of people out there that are anti-mask, so that may be a device Esau uses to.
It'll be mandated through your job.
I was going to say
you want to go to work, you gotta have the vaccine.
You want to not get evicted?
And that's how people that still walk around with their mask, that's how they're going to be able to identify who refuses to get vaccinated.
Hey, because what happens? You go now. You go to these stores now, and it's mandatory to have a mask, or you don't get service. Well, it's going to be mandatory that you get vaxxed, or you don't get service.
And you're going to have some kind of wristband or something. Eventually, we know it's a chip to identify those that have got vaccinated and who haven't.
Right. They need a way to access that quickly to know immediately with a quick scan, like they're doing now with the forehead scan. Okay, you're good. They're gonna start doing that to your chip. See if you had the vax. Okay, you're good then. Just hold on to it. Still reading.
That they may shoot in secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
There's no fear of these nations the way they shoot at us, man. Because they know our hedge of protection is not there as a nation. Little do they know that the hedge of protection is there upon the elect. Okay? Well,
They encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. And they say, who shall see them?
yeah, because they don't want their hands on the fingerprints on the murder weapon no more. They don't, hey, who can see it? Hey, we didn't do nothing. No, we know it was you that pushed this whole New World Order agenda. Jake ain't got that type of mentality to be a ruler, to say something like, you know what, I'm gonna create a New World Order. Jake ain't got that type of capacity to think like that. Jake's still trying to get rims and a big booty chick to go to ride him with it.
Jake talking about getting the state of Texas, bro.
Stop. All right, stop. Stop. That's between that and Florida, like the hardest hit states with hurricanes and shit like that.
That nigga said that, Jake was like, yeah, Texas, that's what I'm talking about. What?
Because it's supposed to be the biggest. Stupid. You have more, right?
They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search.
Yeah.
Both the inward
Vaccines.
Yeah.
You know how
Takes
much
research,
you know how much research it took for them to figure that out, to put it all together, and why did they come, like I mentioned, why did they come up with this vaccine so quick?
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing, man.
Yeah.
And when they had this wicked agenda, you know, brought to the forefront, the round table, so to speak, you know, these people on the sign was brought up. How could we, you know, get these people? You know, we need to make sure they get the first doses. That's why it says what it says right here, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native
Hey,
Americans.
wasn't that on the Simpsons? So, hey, we should try it on the people. When they were talking about the vaccine, there's a Simpsons episode talking about a vaccine.
Yeah.
And then it's like, we should release a vaccine. Yeah, we can try it on the people. They literally said, try it on the people.
Try it on what they call minorities.
That's what they really do.
Planned Parenthood didn't do the job, so maybe these vaccines will do the job.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, forget about this. We had already extracted all of their wealth, you know, the collective wealth. Let's go ahead and just get rid of them. We don't need them around no more. There ain't no jobs that they can keep paying us money. We got it all. What was I reading, an article or something? So they were talking about the power shift in money, the big money grab that just transferred hands over the past
Months.
not even months. It started like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but even now it's been more severe since this thing has happened.
Yeah.
Like they've been extracting money from all the people, right? And then putting you on a credit-based system. And then in these last few months they closed out all your businesses.
Yeah.
So they don't need you. You don't have money. Now they're giving away money. They don't need your money no more. They got it all.
Yep.
Okay. Now they just need your mind to be ready to line up to your own to the slaughter, to your own destruction. You still have more?
both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
That's right, man. So going back into this, it says, a federal committee is considered pushing blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to the front of the line ahead of whites. Ahead of whites.
It literally said ahead. Hey, why would they make a point to say ahead of whites?
Since when, though?
That's what I'm saying. It's never been done. How could we possibly trust this? Ahead of whites.
And they're the
Why
ones.
would we ever trust this?
They're the ones that have insurance and all that type of shit.
Medical care and
Yeah.
everything.
Jake don't got none of that. We
They're
don't.
gonna act like all of a sudden that's why. Because we have sympathy for your people in George Floyd. We're trying to be equal. Cut that shit out.
Yeah. Black and brown lives matter.
Stop. That's their agenda too.
So we really believe that your life
We're gonna
matters.
let you get it first.
So we're gonna let you. You know, this devil is.
If you don't- if you don't
Y'all
believe
come to the
something-
front of the line.
If you don't know Esau the damn devil, man, that the Bible
man is
speaks
sick,
of,
man.
the so-called white man is the devil the Bible speaks
Sick,
of.
man.
We're not ignorant to Satan's devices.
Yeah, we're not ignorant to that. You know exactly that's what he's trying to do.
We have been oppressing you guys for so long.
Look out for
We're
you.
gonna look out for you this time. We promise.
This is part of your reparations.
Yeah, God.
Hey, Scouts honor. Yeah, right.
We promise that you guys will be taken care of first.
And you know, they also were saying that they want Jake to go back to school first.
Yeah.
They're saying that the whites should stay home.
When we go
Yeah.
While we go and mingle.
vaccine virus between them. Get the fuck out of here.
You see how they setting that shit up, man?
It's so blatant and stupid. But hey, the worst part is how dumb Jake is gonna fall for this, bro.
You got niggas like,
I can't wait to get it to go back to school.
We about to get the advantage.
Man,
Hey,
We're gonna
the
get
Jake
the
woman
advantage.
can't wait to send her kids back to school.
yeah.
Yep.
I'm tired of these kids.
See, what y'all don't know
Just so
is
she can have her own time, you know?
what y'all don't know is, brothers and sisters, is that with them letting us go back to school earlier, we about to get the advantage. We about to take over. We're gonna take over, see? Because what knowledge is power.
Don't you gotta take vaccines in order to go back?
Right. That's what I'm saying. The whole shit is.
There ain't gonna be no exemption either. You ain't gonna be able to sign no exemption. No
religious exemption.
Religious exemption. None of
That's
that
out.
shit. You
That
ain't gonna
shit
be able
don't
to
work
sign
now.
nothing.
Let alone what they're about to do.
You gotta take that shot.
Yep. Hey, they were barely letting that slide before this thing even hit. Barely. I mean, like, you say it at first, and you're kind of like, bro. But they might let it slide after 2 or 3 back and forth.
And that religious exemption thing is that's twisted the way Esau words the actual agreement. Because what he says is, with the religious exemption thing, he says, so if an outbreak does occur, you can't go to school.
Yeah.
But who wants to go to school while the outbreak is there? Nope. So it's stupid.
Yeah. Even bitter words. What's the one in Isaiah 10 out of quoted though? More to them that the tree of righteous tree. Hey, this doesn't make it even. This is another advantage of the devil. We're gonna make it, oh, you know what? We're always first. You guys go ahead and be first.
This is him saying.
Yeah, right.
This is basically I'm gonna dig a fucking pit, a hole that a lot of people could fall into, and then I'm gonna put something over it and cover it, and then I'm gonna be like, hey, so hey, I'm just trying to be generous. Y'all want to walk before me? Go right on ahead.
They're gonna charge you ground.
Yeah.
You know, Lucy put the ball down.
Yeah.
Have Jake run, think he was gonna kick it.
You pick it up.
Yeah, just snatch that shit.
Okey doke, man.
Yeah.
Okey doke.
That's Esau. This is Esau setting a pit, a trap for you.
Hey, it's like if he's broken every treaty he's ever made with Jake, why would he change up now? He got a perfect record going like that. Why would he switch it up? That's what he does. This is him up.
There's a little more.
It's Psalms 36 and 4. Psalms 36 and 4. And it reads, he devises mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. And Proverbs 4 and 16. For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence.
Yes. That's all they know. They don't know how to be civil. If they ever are civil, they do it unwillingly.
Yep.
And why would they do it unwillingly when it's the same plan the Heavenly Father wants them to do? It's to execute vengeance upon the 2/3 right now. Okay, those that haven't taken the wisdom or the testimony. Yeah, boy.
That says Dr. Jose Romero, who chairs the CDC's advisory committee on immunization practices, wants minority groups to get favored treatment. Billionaire donor Melinda Gates likewise is pushing for blacks to get vaccinated right before health workers, but ahead of people with underlying health conditions and then people who are older.
But ahead of people? Now forget what the Constitution says about you blacks. You're 3/5. You're not a person.